Hello, I'm going to be doing the bridging theory to practice the final project. I'm going to be talking about 4 concepts. I really couldn't think of a 5th one that really engaged me or caught my eye. But the first topic I'm going to talk about is writing curriculum, and the way I saw this implemented in 2021 was through writing the application activity. I was already writing curriculum, but I was writing curriculum for an after school program, and we had to have, if you're full-time, you had to have 2 active activities, 2 passive activities, and a club that would run throughout the whole month. So you would write those, but there was I always remember seeing a section that said NMELG standards, and I never understood what those were. And the way I had it explained to me was, you go to this website and you're just gonna put in what you think the kids are gonna learn from that. And now that I took this class, I completely understand what I should have been doing, and I was doing it, semi-correctly, but now I understand a lot more what those are and how I should have been writing my curriculum in a more thoughtful process. But in writing curriculum, the way I understand it was writing curriculum and making it developmentally appropriate. So writing curriculum for the age that you're going to be teaching, because you don't want to be teaching or writing curriculum for infants, but it's more geared towards elementary school students. They have completely different gross motor skills, fine motor skills. So that, and then learning how to use the domains in the NMELG standards. Sorry, brain fart. We're gonna go to the next topic, and it was environment. And I saw this being implemented in the environment Padlet, where everybody was posting about furniture that they would take into their classrooms. I thought that was really interesting to see what everybody would have brought into their classrooms or into a classroom. An environment is classroom setups, which allow for motor skills to develop, fine or gross motors. It also allows for social emotional development, a lot of other different areas of development for toddlers at that point. Developmentally appropriate furniture, so you don't want really big furniture in a toddler classroom because they want to fit in it. And then making sure that all the areas are there. So when I say all the areas, I'm talking about a kitchen, a sink, a diaper changing area, a little carpet area where they can hang out. And I'm always thinking of the big mats, not big mats, but I have no idea what they're called, but they're like little blocks that are matted that you can wipe down. That's what I think of. Next topic is going to be adult relations in infant classrooms or infant relationships, I believe it was. But the one I think of most, and I think the one that I have had more experience in, was parent and caregiver relations. And I'm basing this off all of my after school program, because when I worked at APS, I didn't really talk to the parents, I was working APS and then the after school program, so I didn't really talk. I talked to a lot of the parents at the after school program when I was working there, so that's where I base it off of that. And that is based on communication, a lot of communication, whether it's through email, phone calls, face-to-face. Nowadays we can't really do face-to-face because the pandemic. So, and through that, I noticed that those were being implemented through the mentor meetings. My mentor had talked about her negative and positive experiences, and I really learned a lot from her as well, because she was talking about her experiences, and she was telling us you can't do this or you shouldn't do this because this happened and You know, she was explaining a lot of different situations to us. So that was really nice. And the next one I'm going to talk about is scaffolding. And this is allowing exploration through play. So if there's a kiddo playing by themselves and you see them learning new things through their play, you don't want to go and insert yourself, you know, when it's not wanted. Of course, you can go, you know, sit by them, and if they like talk to you or they bring their toy to you, then you can by all means, you know, talk to them and play with them and engage with them in that activity. But I think adding scaffolding is adding where it needs to be added, so it's developmentally appropriate. So if you see a kiddo that has more, what would I say, gross motor development, then you do more challenging things with them, right? So you may think of putting them in a different classroom if they're walking around and you're with the infants who are still on their bellies or can't move their heads or things like that. So scaffolding is that, or challenging the child, basically. So those are my 4 topics. Thank you.